Hello and welcome back to Guilty as Sock. My name is Leo, and I am once again joined by Mark, Hugo, and Zorro. Also joining us this time is Lids with a true Santa trial. So please enjoy the video.
Got him.
Mr. Claus. This is the same photo.
Not showing up in court.
Bro, look how deep fried the JPEG is on the freaking guy.
No, right?
The level of pride is crazy.
Horrendously fried.
Alrighty, court in session. Court in session. We are now here for the secondary trial of
Holy
the real
shit.
Mr. Claus. With that being said, last trial we had quite a lot of evidence regarding that the Santa Claus that is now at trial today is the one that was trying to escape getting judgment from last one. Yes, a real Santa, a conspirator. With that being said, I would like to get order in the court. No more, I'm a super slam you. No more planes. No more. No more of that. Alright, with that being said, I will leave it to the prosecutor.
God, that is a crazy.
Okay. As we all know, we recently had a trial with a fake Santa Claus where he was giving sex toys to children on Christmas. Specifically, a little girl in Turkey. We have, let me pull up the past evidence here just to be sure that we have it all. It's in gaming stuff, by the way. So, we have an electronic bracelet that he was under house arrest with, a business card stating that Santa Claus is a toy maker without positing that it was potentially sex toys. We have an oversized pearl necklace that was used as anal beads. We have a specter sweeper to remove any evidence and paper trails or digital trails of any kind, and a loyalty card to the sex shop in the North Pole that he got the sex toys from. As we know, the elves do not make sex toys. They cannot, but they did in fact fix his sleigh that day, thus making some of the other evidences null. For this trial, we know that Mr. Claus dodged the last trial, and that's what we're truly on trial here for, with the results of the last one still coming into play. What we know this time, evidence, is that Mr. Claus, in fact, has severe mental damage. This is what has caused him to give sex toys to the children, especially that little girl in Turkey, and potentially many others that have not yet come forward for fear of what they're saying.
Oh boy,
Brother.
breaking news.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Your Honor, I would like to rebuttal.
So yes,
go
defendant, you may rebuttal.
I would like to claim my client is not guilty by reason of insanity, improving on the claim that he is extremely mentally ill and he provides and donates to the Church of Scientology. Or Scientologist, either one, he's it.
So you're saying that he is a Scientologist,
Yes.
I feel like that just proves.
thus proving that he is, in
Scientologist.
fact, have severe mental damage.
Yeah.
I'm using it in the fact of Scientology, not an actual Scientologist, because that's what I thought it was because it said Tom Cruise.
Well, that's not what it says. It says he's a
Tom
Scientologist.
Cruise. Scientologist could be someone in
Want him to come out of the
Scientology,
closet.
so like if both are Scientologists.
That's just that. In this one, I'm pretty sure they're
So
just flavor text, not actually like pertaining.
I didn't know. That's what I thought. That's why I'm like, all right.
It's
Just
just
throw it
flavor
out,
text in
throw
this
it
one.
out.
It's not.
No, I think there is some precedent. If he is a Scientologist, there is a possible reasoning that he is maybe just proving the point that this man is severely mental damaged. You proved it in the point that he was sending anal beads to kids. You're proving it that he's just mentally unsecure in the entirety of life, not just for this one instance.
It does
So I
not
think
waive
it
the
is
fact of what
valid
he's done.
obvious. Exactly. But though just proves that this is just a mental. We could have a real case of sending this person this Santa Claus to a mental asylum rather than in jail. So there's that up for debate. Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Santa Oh shit.
This is a good choice. I love this.
I need to get that.
So, with that being said, prosecutor, evidence for the court to state the obvious other than what we have already discovered.
Yes. So, on top of being severely mentally damaged and a Scientologist, which just really lowers the bar, he is also, in fact, a repeat DUI offender.
Oh, man.
He has been flying his sleigh intoxicated on his way to deliver these sex toys to the children.
Via airplane, because we know he's not the real Santa Claus.
No, this is the real Santa. He's using the sleigh.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
This is the real Santa Claus. Look at him. Look at that face. That's the real Santa Claus right there. Look how jolly and happy he is, per the judge's previous statement.
Yes. Order. I get it. So yes, DUI. Very good.
Repeat DUIs.
Does the attorney want to go? Okay, attorney.
Yes. I have a rebuttal. We have a 50-minute recorded international call proving my client was not under the influence when flying his sleigh.
Why was he on the call for 50 minutes?
Yeah, I'd like to ask that. Who
Who
was on the other side of the call?
The elves. It is proven by the phone statement, the bill. He was.
That must have been a big deal.
Yes, he was traveling, obviously foreignly, with his sleigh to deliver presents and had to call back the elves, check on the production, progress, and maintenance on his sleigh.
Very good.
Okay.
Any rebuttal, prosecutor?
We have reason to believe that 50-minute phone call was not, in fact, to a bunch of elves, but truly to more children, as he was trying to solicit feet pics.
Oh my god.
Dun, dun,
Your Honor.
dun.
Rebuttal.
Yes, rebuttal.
I have a Walmart receipt proving that he did contact the elves as they had purchased from their local Walmart dealer in the area for more supplies to make more
dealer.
Objection!
Yes, objection. Go ahead.
As previously stated, the elves do not need to go to a Walmart to purchase anything such as lumber or any of that, because they are the elves that do woodworking. They have the wood on hand and thus do all of it in-house.
Rebuttal.
What is your rebuttal?
I did not say wood. I said things to make plush toys like fabric, sewing materials, and the elves are not buying them themselves. Santa is, which is why he had to contact them in the first place.
I may have misheard. That's on me.
Any rebuttal, prosecutor?
I still posit that it may not have been the elves that he was on the phone with. That it was him trying to solicit feet pics
Rebuttal.
from children.
All right. Yep. What's your rebuttal?
Text messages. I have proof of the receipt, because how else would we get the receipt all over a phone call unless there were text messages?
Any rebuttal, prosecutor?
Yes, this now shows that we have a recorded call and text messages. The call was already recorded. Therefore, why is there so much redundant information between the call and the text messages unless it was fake? And planted evidence to prove something otherwise that was not true.
Oh my god, fake? How dare. Yes, rebuttal on the defendants. You may go ahead.
The call was recorded, as you can see on the evidence card. The call was recorded as it was billed for an international call.
International.
You lead.
As
Do
stated
they record all
previously,
international
he was out
calls?
doing
Genuine
foreign
question.
activities, delivering gifts, which is why he had to contact the elves. Because if he didn't contact the elves, how would he know they were lower on the supply that he himself had to provide? Hence the Walmart receipt.
All right, general question for the court. Do the elves record international calls from Santa Claus from, say, like Miami?
So what it is specifically as why the call was recorded, as it was a bill. The bill wasn't sure. He makes a lot of calls from different places. The phoning company obviously isn't quite sure. He may record those calls for self-assurance as well, which is why that evidence has been provided to the court, and you can see there is no wrongdoing.
All right, business reasons there, prosecutor, is why the phone was recorded.
Okay. This, however, does not prove that there were no. We have the feet pics. We have proof that he has solicited feet pics, as in the evidence. He has the feet pics of the children, claiming to be holding them for a friend. But then we know how shaky that excuse is. So we know he has the feet pics. We also know that he... Whoop, hold on. Yeah, I can do this. He is a literal piece of shit. That is evidence. He is a piece of shit. Proven hard evidence.
I would like to state previously, as the prosecutor has stated, my client is severely mentally damaged, and by calling him those things, I would like to call for a mistrial, or...
I'm not calling him as an opinion. I am stating the objective truth, as the evidence proves. He is a piece of shit. Not many people know, but Santa Claus is in fact an animated pile of feces thriving with Christmas magic.
Despite them in his colon.
Hold on. First off, defendants, what about a colon?
As I had stated, my rebuttal to the prosecutor calling my client a literal piece of shit. The prosecutors had stated themselves that my client suffers from severe mental damage. This could be damaging and also harming, and as a suit of defamation as well, as my client is not made out of fecal matter, despite it being in his colon.
Okay, and then...
The evidence proves that he is a literal piece of shit. He is, in fact, made out of shit. Magically charged with Christmas magic, piece of living feces. Think Mr. Hanky the Christmas poo. That is what this man is. He is a literal...
Are we calling for false identity, stolen identity?
Piece of shit. No, I'm saying that Santa Claus is, in fact, a piece of shit. Always has been.
See, it says please refer to the previous statement, but your previous statement was that
the previous statement is also the feet pics. He's trying to get feet pics because he's a piece of shit. And just because he is a literal piece of shit, he is also a piece of shit person for trying to elicit feet pics from children, as well as being a repeat DUI offender and for giving sex toys to children.
Before I do the rebuttal, I have one question for you, prosecutor. What evidence do you have that he is a literal piece of shit, besides the literal piece of shit?
We know that he has burned down an orphanage.
Okay, we're going that route. He is not made of shit, he's just a literal piece of shit. But there's no evidence to prove that he is a piece of shit.
It says right there, literal piece of shit.
Rebuttal.
Not literal. Yes, rebuttal, go ahead.
So, to prove that my client has not burned down an orphanage, he has multiple houses. He is constantly, obviously on the go, as he is Santa Claus. He has to be in different places to provide these things for the children and just the state of the world. He has multiple homes and
Objection.
has these bills of being in these areas and using the power and sewer.
Objection. As we know and have stated in the previous trial, Santa Claus lives at the North Pole, where we are currently located, because he refused
Yes.
to come to court. We had to come to him.
What is your rebuttal?
We have never once stated that Santa Claus lives at the North Pole, only that his factory and or alleged sex toy operation was there.
I might have to call that false. The last one we did specifically say he lived at the North Pole. In fact,
Oh,
you
my
were the
bad.
one to state that he lived in the North. You were specifically the one to deliver the point that he lived in the North Pole.
Judge, can I ask you to deal with the journalist?
Oh yeah.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
He's doing witness
Yeah, he's distracting
intimidation.
I think he's holding us in contempt of court here.
I can't write any more newspapers. It won't let me.
Oh
What do
no.
you mean it won't let you?
Well,
I can
okay,
only write
let me
3 and I
rephrase. He has
wasted them.
multiple homes.
Oh, that's tragic.
Oh,
I think that
no.
got the point across.
That is
Good-
so
good to
sad.
know.
That
in the
evidence.
future.
We did state that evidence that he has multiple houses. He may live in one location, but he also lives in another. which
This does
means
not
he stays in
negate
another at
the
times
fact
in
that he
different
burned
areas.
down an orphanage.
It proves, as I stated previously, because he was at one of those places in a different location, and he had to pay bills for using those amenities in that house. Bills-
So that backs
So
up
what does
your
this have to do
Walmart
with the
receipt.
orphanage?
Well, I don't think that's what they're going for. I think what they're trying to say is that with the multiple texts and recorded calls, being that he wasn't the one to do all the sex toys, that is what their reasoning behind the evidence is. But the fact of the matter of that, him being a literal piece of shit for burning down an orphanage and soliciting feet pics from minors does make him pretty bad. But with that being said, I believe it is time that we get some witnesses up on the stand, if you don't mind, so we can get a full range of evidence.
we have
Sure.
a witness.
I'll posit my witness.
All right, witness time.
I'll be right back.
This is a homeless man that has been talking to us that was outside of the orphanage when it burned down, claiming to have seen this. This is the man that you saw that burned down the orphanage, correct?
Which one?
Actually,
That man over there.
I'm going to silence you. This is not a trial for arsoning. This is a trial for soliciting sex toys to children plus contempt of court.
Fine. I apologize. I retract my previous statement. Have you seen Mr. Claus when he may allegedly burn down the orphanage?
Well,
Did he happen to
saw-
have sex toys to give to the orphans inside said orphanage before burning it down?
well,
Before answering witness, what is the defense's?
That's the wrong
whoops.
button.
What is the defense? What is your rebuttal?
Never mind. He already he said it. He said he connected the orphanage to it. We good.
Okay, back to you there, prosecutor.
So did you see him with sex giving? You saw him giving the sex toys to the children, correct?
Well, I saw his magical sleigh come down from the sky outside the orphanage, and I saw some things that looked like some dildos in the bag, but I also saw a shit ton of matches. Yeah.
This thus proves that he was, in fact, giving the sex toys to the children before burning down the orphanage.
Your Honor.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Your rebuttal.
As the witness has stated, the witness wasn't even clearly sure what they saw. And yes, they may have seen matches, but who's not to say that was a gift for a child, or maybe for Santa Claus himself to keep warm?
I guess that lands on the prosecutor. Prosecutor, is there some way that you can prove that the matches weren't for children? I'm assuming that's what your question was.
I cannot prove that the matches were not for the children, but I can prove that it was not for himself, as he is, as we all know, a very large individual, thus with plenty of layers to shield him from the cold. So we know that he did not use the matches for himself. But even if he was giving the matches to the children, he is giving matches to children alongside, very obviously, sex toys, which is arguably worse given everything.
Objection!
It's more logically
Yes, your
sound
rebuttal.
that he was for burning down the orphanage.
As we have proved, we cannot prove the matches, and as we have stated previously, the witness couldn't even line up the fact that they may have been sex toys themselves. They said they may have possibly seen something dildo-shaped. What else could be dildo-shaped? A train toy inside of a sack? A candle? Anything of the like, Your Honor.
So, with that being said, witness on the stand, can you make your statement a little bit clearer? Could you or did you not know if they were matches and or dildos?
I mean, anything can be used as a dildo, to be honest, man.
Prosecutor,
As my witness has stated, anything can be used as a dildo. Therefore, it is confirmed that they were, in fact,
Your Honor.
dildos.
defense.
I would like to call for a mistrial with the new information that anything can be used as a sex toy if you have enough free will.
Mistrial denied. That is not basis alone to call for a mistrial.
It all adds up to the fact that Mr. Claus here has been, in fact, giving sex toys to children, as well as eliciting feet pics from them, burned down an orphanage, has severe mental damage, and is a repeat DUI offender, thus proving that he was likely also under the influence while flying to the orphanage. It's a miracle that he got there in one piece to do this in the first place, yet he did, as the evidence shows.
I'm gonna be so for real. This seems like the Johnny Depp case already.
Amber turned shit on my bed.
Nobody shit on the bed yet.
Defense,
No,
what
it
is your
was the
rebuttal?
dog. I swear, it was my little teeny Shih Tzu dog.
What did you just say?
I didn't say anything, I'm laughing.
No, I mean before that I can't remember. I was living
The
on
last thing that was said.
I was
the
just
last
trying to
thing that was said-
confound my case that he has in fact done all of these things and deserves to be put in jail for his crimes.
Yes, I remember. So, with all of this new evidence in light, we have previously stated the first fact of evidence is that he is severely mentally damaged. Severely mentally damaged and a repeat DUI offender. What does severe mental damage and alcohol have in common? They cause damage to brain cells, both of those things, which would make him a literal piece of shit, which would cause him to ask for feet pics, and when he was denied, he would have burned down an orphanage. If those things allegedly were true, I would like to say my client pleads guilty, not guilty, in the reason of insanity.
I think classic Freudian slip, Your Honor.
Well, even if it was a Freudian slip, there is precedent to send this man to a mental asylum compared to prison. But with that being
I
said,
have an apple.
does
The mental ward of the
does-
prison.
The mental ward of the
I
state,
don't-
he will not be let out.
that would be of the state.
Either way,
But
you know
with
what I
that being
mean.
said, with that being said, do either of you want to talk more to your witness?
No, I withdraw my witness, thanks.
Withdrawing
Yeah.
witness. Julie,
Damn, neglected.
You did great.
I would like to call my witness.
Everything is a dildo if you're brave enough. Yes, witness to the stand. We have a nervous maid. Do tell us
Nosy
what
janitor,
they're-
read the fucking file.
Oh, whatever. I'm not laughing too hard to
So-
read, man.
Hit tab, it says it right there.
Whatever.
Ever noticed any things that were odd about Mr. Claus and how he seemed just off or unwell?
Yeah.
What are those things? Can you give me an example, please?
Stun him too.
Well, whoever threw
what
it
you're
at me
talking
got
about.
it too.
I'm just down here eating an apple.
You know what?
Witness.
Well,
Yes. Back to
Apologies.
the witness. What was the question?
I don't fucking know.
I'm getting intimidated.
I got it. Have you ever noticed Mr.
I'm
Claus was
getting
unwell or done things that
intimidated.
made him seem strange or mentally ill? And if so, can you give me an example of things you have personally witnessed yourself?
Well, I mean, besides sometimes he would at least talk to himself or talk quietly over the phone. I couldn't quite get close enough to overhear his conversations though, so
Has he ever done anything odd, like just acted strangely, something that would be considered abnormal, doing things,
I mean-
things that people normally wouldn't?
I've seen him open and shove a whole handful of nails in his mouth, so he's certainly not well. That is certainly not well. And I think he keeps going to give children things unsolicited from their parents. Something's wrong there.
Witness,
Well,
I
I
have a
don't
question
know.
to ask you.
I
Were the
have-
nails rusted?
I have
Definitely.
objection.
They were in a
Get to the
really,
point. How does this
really
matter? How do the
damp
nails matter?
room.
I have a question for the witness.
I would like to say this matters as pica is a mental disorder or disease characterized by eating things that don't belong within the human body. And therefore, if the nails were also rusted, they could provide things to the
Tetanus.
body that cause them to be more mentally declining on top of everything else.
I would like to ask
Tetanus.
the witness a question. I'd like to cross-examine the witness.
Well, hold on. Let's make sure that the prosecutor is finished with their witness. Then you can cross
Defendant.
Defendant. Sorry.
Is there anything else you would like to share with the court? This matter.
He's an ugly old man.
Alrighty, prosecutor.
Thank you for your time.
All
witness.
right, Miss Nosy Janitor.
Yeah.
You have to the court stated that you are nosy, and thus you should know whether or not Mr. Claus has
He's intimidated.
has access to a previously mentioned sex shop in the North Pole here that he uses to get his sex toys for giving to the children. Have you seen the loyalty card that was referenced in the previous trial?
I mean, I haven't seen the loyalty card, but I've seen some inconspicuous boxes delivered to his office.
Follow-up question.
Okay.
These boxes, have you ever, being nosy, looked inside of the boxes?
They were always moved before they were
Objection!
open, so if I opened them, I'd get caught.
So you're saying you never opened the boxes?
I mean,
Objection.
yeah, I'd get in trouble if I caught them.
What is your objection?
Ow!
Putting my witness under duress. It is a federal crime to open packages that are not yours.
What the defendant said, Your Honor. I don't feel like committing a felony and having the post inspector come after me.
So now I'm completely confused. And prosecutor, what did you ask them to have the
I asked if
defendant
they
all up
had
my
at
ass?
all
If they
opened
looked
the
at the
boxes.
And they said no, right?
And they said no, and that was it. And then there was an objection
Okay.
called.
Okay, naughty, horny bonk. With that being said, you can continue. You can continue asking the witness.
So you have no idea whether or not any of what the defense has been saying about the defendant is true or false, as you are not, in fact, as nosy as you foresaid.
Objection.
What is your objection before the witness states?
Once again, putting my witness under arrest. It is illegal. It is a crime. Therefore, you cannot be less nosy. for
There
not
is no
committing a crime.
duress here. I am not saying or doing anything to pressure the witness. I am simply
You are pressuring
asking
my
a
witness.
yes or no question.
Telling them they are not what they are just because of a
I
crime.
asked
They do
them
not
if
want
they
to
were
commit.
not what they stated already. That is not
I wish I had
pressure
something
or
from
anything of the
those.
sort. It is a simple yes or no question
Witness, do you
that is
feel pressured?
perfectly allowable.
I mean, I feel the pressures of the world. I gotta make money.
Thus, not
Best paying
me
guy.
specifically. And I am not the one on trial here.
Are you?
Your Honor, I'd like to call that the witness does not know what they're talking about and should not be counted as anything they said being true. They seem to be very clearly unsure about everything that they have stated so far and is unreliable.
There
Rebuttal.
were inconspicuous boxes. If I opened them, I would have gotten in trouble.
Yes.
I'm not trying to lose my job, man.
This is why I say duress.
There is a point in saying that maybe you're not asking the right questions.
Half of what this witness has said has been completely nonsensical.
I know, I haven't been listening to most of it.
What?
Yeah, what's your rebuttal?
We are filling on nonsensical terms. Prosecutor, you would be on trial for your terms in the last sentencing.
Huh?
I would like to make a
Changing.
motion to dismiss.
Wait a
This-
minute.
Question
Wait a
from
We
the
can
trial.
focus on other trials at another time. Right now, we are focusing on the trial of Mr. Claus.
Well, they're
You're-
talking about the last trial, the mistrial that we had, because we didn't have the right defendant.
That was not because of me. That was because Mr. Claus himself refused to cooperate, and there was a faker sent instead.
I was saying that
Exactly.
the confusing questions and wording used in the previous trial by the prosecutor is why, if we are claiming that even only half of what my client says or the witness says is true, then we could rule out their witness and what they have said in the previous trial. Therefore, we should just dismiss and have this question stricken from the record. Not dismiss the trial, dismiss the question.
I guess the main question to whether it be strucken from the record is what relevancy do these packages have?
The packages were stated by the prosecutor, then were
We
asked,
believe they may be from the sex shop.
but they were delivered to the
So random boxes came to the shop, could have been
To
Walmart,
his
could have been
office,
sex
Your
shop.
Honor.
yes.
To his
Do-
personal office.
To personal office.
Therefore, it was
Yeah.
probably
Since you
not
didn't-
the materials, but in fact, the sex toys that he himself ordered and delivered to the children, not the Walmart bought materials.
Yeah, I'm not doing my
Objection.
job.
Well, hold on. Nosy janitor.
Yeah.
Being that you're not the one in charge of the mailing lists, I feel like this line of questioning is far over your head. With that being said, if you did recognize that there was weird boxes, that is something we can take into the court, but any further matter regarding the boxes to your face shall no longer be prosecuted. Therefore, we need different line of questioning.
Very well.
Alright.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Don't you sleep in my courtroom.
On the side note, though,
It was missing
It-
one
but still on the boxes, but not what's inside the boxes. It was stated that they were delivered to the personal office.
Yes, to the personal office, which I do believe has some.
Thus suggesting that it is not materials from Walmart, but in fact, potentially sex toys for the children.
Yes, quite potentially.
I would also like to ask,
Yes.
I don't know if that would be the best thing, actually, because it wouldn't,
Good point.
she probably wouldn't know.
Skip.
Stop it. Fucking. Have you seen Mr. Claus drinking before flying his sleigh?
I do not recall.
But here we have a evidence of a repeat DUI offender.
I do not recall seeing him.
Once again, I posit that this witness is unreliable.
Again, that could just be because of the questions you're asking there, prosecutor.
I do not recall him seeing drinking alcohol before he got in his sleigh.
You clean up after Mr. Claus, correct? Being a janitor.
I clean up the whole facility.
Do you often clean up empty alcohol bottles?
I mean, that doesn't mean that it's his alcohol.
From his
That could be
personal
somebody
office.
else.
Let's be more
But yeah.
specific here. As we already know, he is a repeat DUI offender.
I
So,
mean, I've certainly seen
yes or
some
no?
bottles in his office, but he also has some suspicious gas sometimes.
Suspicious guests,
Yeah.
such as children, perhaps?
No, they're much too tall for that.
Maybe the children's parents coming to yell or yell at
I
fucking
wouldn't
Santa
say
Claus
it's that
for
kind of
being
yelling,
giving
sir.
sex toys.
I don't think it's that kind of yelling. There was much too much.
So are you saying that Santa Claus may be hiring women of the night?
Not just women, I guess.
So you're hereby stating that Santa Claus is, in fact, at the very least, bisexual, if not pansexual, and soliciting night workers for sexual acts.
Breaking news: Santa's an adulterer.
I believe that this is proved onto an entirely different charge that we should come back to.
I don't even remember why we're here. What was the original?
Because of the sex toys for the children, the little girl in Turkey.
Order in the court. Order in the
I want the
court.
little women of the night in Turkey.
But this was in the polls, Mr. Journalist.
True. There are no common laws with that there.
Dang, that is point. Do you, Mr. Prosecutor, do you have any rules regarding the North Pole in any light that regards to women of the night?
Because of the area of work that Mr. Claus does, traveling all around the world, he has to strictly abide by every law around the world. Thus, in the many countries that night workers are illegal, he would be breaking those laws and thus prosecutable in those countries.
Wouldn't he be subjected to maritime law?
What is your objection?
So by using this logic, that means every single person, every single citizen that has gone to a country where it is legal for a red light district is now going to be prosecuted just because of, let's say, Mr. Claus happens to be?
Not necessarily. It's a specific thing for Mr. Claus being an eldritch entity that uses the Christmas magic that he must abide by the laws of the other locations.
This is
That's news
against
to me.
this is against what is it? The Constitution.
We are in the North Pole.
What?
There is no constitution here.
The Declaration of
Wrong.
Independence of the United
Bad.
North Pole.
Bad.
Declaration
This
of
is the North Pole. We are
This is-
actively
look
in
around.
the North Pole. Do you not see the elves up there?
Well, who says this
Black
isn't like
cardboard boxes.
the Midwest, bro?
Bro, I said this is the North Pole.
This is the North Pole. It's literally the North Pole. There's a conveyor belt for presents there. There is snow. It's snowing. There is a Christmas tree. Mr. Claus
And
is your
it's dead in
defendant.
July-
What?
June.
It is June.
Who's dead in June? What?
It is the dead of June.
Exactly. To say that it would be snowing
Who
and that
asked
they are
for
in the
your
Midwest
opinion,
is
witness?
completely ridiculous.
Who asked for your opinion, witness?
I remember
You
what I was gonna
did?
finally say now. Oh my god.
First of all, there can be Christmas in June. Second of all,
Actually, it's Christmas in July 3rd.
You do have a point.
No.
you do not backtalk the judge. I have the gavel.
I would like to once again
So, with
reiterate
that-
the charges that he has been sending sex toys to children and eliciting feet pics and flying his sleigh under the influence and burned down an orphanage. He is on trial for many, many things here.
Wait, I have something
Yes.
that's very important to say I did not get to say. Wasn't the DUI the orphanage from the last trial from the guy that we were trying that we then mistrialed because it wasn't actually him, but he still committed those crimes, but it doesn't come out because it was under the other guy's name?
These all evidence
No,
supplied
the-
in this trial
Just the
is
one
about
guy.
this Santa Claus, the real Santa Claus.
Okay. Just making sure. I'm so confused, bro.
Yeah, the DUI is referred to Santa Claus in this trial.
Once again,
So-
he is guilty beyond the
would like to
shadow of the
rebuttal,
doubt.
From the beginning, we have indeed proven from the witness statements, from the prosecutor statements, from the evidence alone, that this man is severely mentally ill. He should not be punished by prison. He should be sent to the ward of the state for the rest of his life to be cared for and medicated and become somewhat of a civil citizen within that society.
Still incarceration.
All right, quickly, both of you, do you have any more questions for the witness at hand?
Nah, bro.
Nah.
All right, witness, back to the chair. Alrighty, so this is the last thing. I need solid evidence to prove that this man is either of sound mind or is of the insanities. I have heard both cases that because of severe mental damage and because of being a Scientologist, we can go either way. However, this man will either walk free and go into a mental asylum or be booked into the penitentiary to waste for the rest of his life.
I do
With
believe
that being said,
the light.
yes.
Oopsie, wrong button. I'm waiting for the light to turn on so I don't speak out of turn.
Oh, wait. Yeah,
Well-
same. That's why I'm just pointing.
So okay, I'm gonna be fair. Defense had something to say first.
I would like to say the proof that this stands is the prosecutor himself even presented the evidence. The evidence card stands, if Your Honor would check his tab. Severe mental damage. Right there. Yes. Yes, it is obvious.
Very good. And prosecutor.
I would like to posit that the severe mental damage was only in the regards of the Scientology. That is why he has, quote, severe mental damage. He is not physically disabled in any regard. Otherwise, he would not have been able to do any of the jobs that he has been provided. Therefore, he is of sound enough mind to be convicted for the crimes.
Does the news have something to say all of a sudden?
I hit the wrong button.
The
Okay,
news
sounds
is
good.
allowed to speak?
So I would like
Well,
to say...
they kind of lost their opportunity to do more things.
Yeah, we gotta.
so
I wonder if that's a setting where I can make you have like unlimited news, or more
be
news.
fun.
Maybe I don't know.
Please, that
We'll
would be
see.
hilarious.
But yes, what is your rebuttal there, defense against the claims?
So, he's obviously very not sound of mind. That's like saying a man that jumps off a bridge because he can solve an algebraic math equation is then sound of mind. We have proven he has
Basic algebra.
brain damage from mental, not physical, obviously, but we have also proven he has multiple DUIs, leading to copious amounts of liquor and alcohol poisoning, physical damage to his body and his mind.
This is an accident, Your Honor.
Duly noted.
I'm trying to figure out what button I pressed to do that.
Sure.
It's your numbers at the top, 1 through 0, or emotes.
I'm trying to figure out which numbers do what.
Well, hold E and it'll bring
If
up a
you-
radial wheel.
Yeah, and it'll show you which ones go to which.
Yeah.
Keep your flatulence down, news reporter.
Yeah, stop shitting in the britches.
Oh my god, they're both shitting.
I'm shitting too. I'm shitting. I'm gonna brown.
Anyway,
Gonna brown.
All right, I can already see that we are all starting to shit our pants. So everyone make their last statements, starting with the prosecutor.
I shit so hard they fell asleep. Fuck.
you're not gonna hit the button?
Yeah.
Okay, so I would like to state one more time that even with the mental damage, that does not acute for him being completely and severely disabled. He was still of sound enough mind to elicit feet pics and burn down an orphanage, even with the severe mental damage. All of that states that he is of sound enough mind to still be convicted of the crimes charged against him.
Okay, and last wording from the defense.
As I have stated previously, we have also noted the prosecutor himself said there have been multiple DUIs. So along with the severe mental damage, obviously alcohol poisons the body, causes physical damage and as well mental damage and degradation of the brain cells. That is another reason. Also, that's like saying a man like Daniel Larson is sound of mind, even though he solicits things, and he has been found insane.
Alrighty, with the amount of evidence provided and the amount of testimonies that we have had on the stand, I hereby call Santa Claus since he is a eldritch being, we do not have any denomination in terms of how mental capacity works in a being of all knowledge, so therefore this cosmic entity is going to prison.
Oh no!
Yeah! Woohoo!
That was good.
That got really down to the wire, I'm not gonna lie. You both had me convinced.
Jesus.
I'm like, why don't we send him to prison and Arkham Asylum? Like, come on.
I-
But since he is since he is an eldritch being, therefore that is why I have made my
I have a
made
punchable
my
face.
deduction.
Thank you all so much for watching. This last trial was nuts, and I'm excited to play this game more in the future. Remember, if you enjoy this content, give the video a like, and subscribe if you want to see more in the future. Bye!